Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Your Success at Last DNA, doing those necessary actions, getting those daily needed attitude adjustments, those motivational building blocks to help you get what you need to get done. I'm your host, Ace Brinkman, Sergeant Major Motivation around these here parts, and this couple episodes here, the one yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're talking about your I can't attitude and shifting that and making that an I can attitude. Yesterday, we had a little brief intro into I can't, and we talked about what I can't means. Today, we're going to touch base a bit on the automatic I can't response that we all have. We all have this response that instantly jumps out and says, I can't. Now, for some of us, it's a hair trigger response. For others, it takes a lot more pressure for it to come out. Then we're going to touch a little bit on the media mind trap, or I could call it the media mind trip. I'll share what I mean by that in a little bit. But first, today's question. I always ask that question every morning to get your juices flowing, help get you thinking of things. Today's question, how are you using your talents? You know, we all have talents, and I say this every single week, and I truly, truly believe it. Every single one of us has some sort of talent inherent within us. I'd even go so far as to share with you, there's a young man that my love Diane worked with last year. His name is Jillian. Jillian is challenged and blind, and doesn't speak. They were teaching him to sign, and he's come a long way, and I can't share all the details about this because A, I didn't get permission, and B, it wasn't me that was doing it. But here's the cool thing. I know that within him there's this talent that I don't think anyone else was seeing except his parents and then Diane. And the two of them bonded, and she brought out of him some new skills, was able to teach him to sign I love you, Mom, and I love you, Dad, which was a big thing for the parents. And then, of course, Jillian brought some things out of her as well. And therein lies his talent. So if he can have a talent tucked within his body dying to get out, I know you have a talent within your body that you can easily withdraw, and you're probably using it on a regular basis. So my question to you is, how are you using your talents to reach your goals, to enhance your relationships, to enhance your finances, to get you where you want to go? All right? So take a moment and ponder that question a little bit and answer yourself, and if you don't know what your talents are, as I say just about every week, ask some of your close friends, ask your employees, ask your boss, or pause and think about the things that people generally come and ask you for assistance on. That, my friend, is your talent. Some of us have a talent that we don't realize is a talent, and because it's easy for us, it just comes natural. We think everybody can do it that well. So what are the things that people are coming to you for assistance for? And then once you identify those talents, then answer the question. How are you using them? How could you use them? All right? So perhaps one of your talents is I can't, saying I can't a little bit too fast. Like I mentioned earlier, we all have this I can't response. For some, it's a hair trigger. As soon as some little bit of life pressure gets pressed on you, it's like, oh, I can't deal with this, or I can't do that, right? When challenges or roadblocks get in our way, as they inevitably will, the automatic response for those who are weak in their resolve to reach their success is, I can't. So rather than taking the time to explore how to overcome that specific hurdle, the default mindset is, I can't. Rather than taking the time to look at the situation and say, oh, well, I could do this, or I could try that, and I know Robbie did this, or I know Diane tried that, and the three of us together, we could brainstorm. You know what? Anything. Well, I'm going to get my team together, and we're going to brainstorm a way to get through this. I mean, you could do that, but after all, it is much easier and way less stressful to just not try. I mean, rather than put forth effort with no guarantee of success, right? I mean, not guaranteed success, but think about all the things you could be missing. For example, did you ever pass on going to the singles night event at the club because you were a little nervous? I don't know what I would wear. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to approach a woman. I don't know how to approach a guy. Well, perhaps you could have met a very special friend or a life partner. Think about that. Did you pass on the chance to give a big presentation to the local chamber of commerce, to the board of directors, or senior leadership simply because you were afraid of public speaking? I know this is a big one, and lots of people overcome it, all right? Think about all the new business contacts you could have developed, or the new project you could have been assigned a lead role in, or just the promotion, right? When the senior leadership saw you get up there and show your stuff, and they were thinking about you as to be promoted, that would almost solidify it, right? All right. Have you thought about, owning your own company? And maybe you've talked yourself out of it because, you don't have enough experience, or you don't know how to run, or you don't know how to manage people, or you don't have enough income. Yeah, well, maybe if you would have done it, you would have increased your income enough by now to get your family all the things that they've wanted. The new home, the dream vacation, or just out of debt, or just a little bit of extra money at the end of the month, right? Here's a big one. Do you want to lose weight? So many people want to lose weight and get in shape, but you get frustrated with, diet, exercise, calorie counting, But think about this. You might just miss out on being heart healthy and medication free for many years to come. See, all these scenarios, they're really conscious decisions that we make regarding our health, our work, our relationships, and our social life, and et cetera, right? Every day we're faced with decisions from the moment we wake up and raise our heads up to the second that head plops back down on that pillow at night. Do you really want to live a life of regrets about any of your decisions, or all of them, all because you convinced yourself just to say no? You see, the I can't attitude really can be harmful to your psyche, to your relationships, to your business, to your career, to your social life. And here's a real interesting one I see. Even when people have others in their corner, encouraging them, boosting them, even giving them financial and real business assistance, right? When these people are still in that doubt phase, that automatic I can't response is ready and willing, and it will shut out all of those helpful attempts. People who care and support you the most can't force you to take action. And there's a key. I don't care. My best friend Robbie, I knew him since I was like 15 years old. He could never force me to do anything. He could talk to me and give me all the logic and all the reasoning and all the passion behind it. But in the end, him and I both knew he couldn't force me to do it. They can offer advice. They can offer you steps that you need to take, right? But it's always up to you to take the action. It's always been up to me. It's the same with you. Without action, your thoughts are just going to remain daydreams. Yeah? Even the goals that you wrote down, if you don't take action, and which is why I end every one of my shows this way, think positive and take action. One without the other, not so hot. All right? So think about that. Without action, your thoughts just remain daydreams. And I don't care if they're negative thoughts or they're positive thoughts. Speaking of negative thoughts, in the media mind trap I was teasing you about a little earlier, I was giggling about this one as I watched the news. I try to limit, I don't say limit, I try to give myself news in doses because it does, I don't know, I think it kind of squelches some of our thinking because it hits us with these tidbits, these and just and they try to think for us. Oh, well, this is what's happening, this is what's happening, and this is what it means. Okay, well, that's not what I think it means, but all right, I'll listen to your opinion. And I'm willing to bet the kind of person you are for listening to this show, you're very similar. You don't just take it for face value. You start asking the questions. However, let me get back to the media mind trap or the media mind trip or the trip up, all right? See, every day we're spending, I don't know, probably dozens of hours in front of some form of media. It could be the television. And nowadays, it's really the internet, radio, your iPhones, your smartphones, magazines, newspapers. We live in a land of instant information, and it's enough to really make your brain go on overload. However, have you ever pondered just how all those media messages play a role into our negative attitudes? Or our attitudes in general? If you think about it, it really stands to reason that with all the media images hitting our senses every single day, we'd be maybe just a little influenced to some extent, maybe a lot, maybe too much. I mean, after all, why would all these companies be spending millions, even billions of dollars every single year on advertising if we were not being influenced by it? For example, let's take a look at the health and beauty arena. We see on a daily basis airbrushed supermodels gracing the covers of magazines in scantily clad bathing suits or deeply plunging neckline dresses or high slits in the skirts or just super short skirts showing all their goodies, right? I mean, just recently we just had, was it Sports Illustrated with their model, obviously airbrushed, in a bikini that was being tugged down just to the point where you're like, oh my God. And it causes all kinds of scandal. It was on the news. They were talking about blah, blah, blah. All right. There's multiple television shows that showcase plastic surgery. On a daily basis, we're seeing news reports. There's TMZ and not TMZ's paparazzi, but there's paparazzi out there tormenting the celebrity crowd because we are obsessed with the quote unquote beautiful people and their lifestyles. I just saw a report the other day about poor Kelly Clarkson being badgered because she's overweight or she's heavier, right? She's had the baby and she hasn't shed the pounds, and she's been battling her weight up and down since I've watched her on American Idol way back when. And I actually saw a snippet from some talking head overseas. I believe it was English. She had an English accent, and she was really badgering Kelly Clarkson and how she looks. Why? I mean, who cares? Then, let's go on. Every year, the cosmetic companies unveil the latest and the greatest concoction that promise the fountain of youth. Yeah? Right? We're going to smooth your wrinkles. We're going to make your skin baby bottom soft. Yeah, let's think about it for a minute. What does all this oogling do to our minds? Well, it causes us to revisit those negative I can't thoughts just about every single bloody day. And here's what I mean by that. I can't get the supermodel body when you see that magazine because, I don't know, I can't afford the gym membership, or I can't afford the time it takes, or I can't afford a personal trainer. Or I can't get that picture-perfect body without the plastic surgery that I saw on those 2 shows last night. Or I can't be happy without millions of dollars and big houses on the beach and in a 100-foot yacht and expensive cars and toys and motorcycles, right? And jewelry. Or I can't get old, so I'm going to fight the natural signs of aging no matter what the cost. I don't care about the side effects. I can't afford this trendy gadget, but my favorite celebrity, well, she's wearing it or he's wearing it. So I'll just add it to my insurmountable credit card debt. You see where these can'ts kind of sneak in? And wait a minute. Don't get me wrong. It's not just as adults. Think about your kids or the young adults that you care for. Not too long ago, teen girls would have been stressed out right about this time of year, stressed out about being bikini ready every spring, right? It's springtime's right around the corner. They'd be stressed out about being bikini ready while the bathing suit magazines hit the stands. The boys, well, they're probably doing a few extra pull-ups and push-ups and sit-ups when they see the latest batch of abs. Wolverine, for example. Ooh, right? Pow, 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 right? Those six-packs. But now, thanks to Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest and all those other social media, kids are exposed to almost a constant barrage of bikini bodies and six-pack abs and perfect hair 24/7. And it's not just celebrity pushing these idealized images of the human perfection. It's their friends. Their teen friends are posting pictures of themselves and one another for all the world to see and to comment on. What's worse, many of these moments are being captured and seemingly unplanned, increasing kids' anxiety and increasing their anxiety about looking perfect. Right? Okay, get that picture of me now. My hair's not done and my makeup's not on and oh my God, this shirt makes me look fat or, but it happens all the time, offering a never-ending stream of those internal mental I can't possibilities. I can't get my picture taken right now. My makeup's not on. So what happens when people try to achieve those unrealistic expectations? All these expectations being put into their mind by the media, be it commercial media or social media. Well, sure enough, when they'll try. Most of them will try. They'll try to go on that diet, try to lose the 5 pounds, they'll try to go to the gym. But when they realize, and often they realize it's work, and they don't want to work, they realize that they'll never achieve that body they saw on the cover of Sports Illustrated, then they decide they're just not good enough. And so begins the vicious cycle. All right? Oh my goodness, we're running really long. So here's what I'm going to do. I want you to come back tomorrow in the third installment of this, and I will share with you what you can do to change your mind, to really grab the reins of your mind and alter your negative mindset. Get the media out of your head, even just for a little while. I'm going to leave you like I always do. Think successfully. Take action. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.